Assalamualaikum and hello. Let's continue with the next naming for cyclic carboxylic acid with one carboxyl group. So how you want to give the name? You have to ensure that the parent carboxylic acid must be in the ring structure. And the next one, when you want to give the name for your parent chain of carboxylic acid, you have to use cycloalkane carboxylic acid. This is the case where you have to determine your parent carboxylic acid is the ring structure which directly attached to carboxyl group. Just like this one, you got the carbon atoms in the ring and directly attached to carboxyl group. That's where you can use this step number 2. And last step, if you got any substituents, just follow the same rule and case as before. You have to use as prefix in alphabetical order. But don't forget, the first carbon will be the one that holds carboxyl group. So let's go to example 3, structure A. I have here my ring attached directly to your carboxyl group. So this is where I'm going to choose the general naming here. So I got my ring with 6 carbon atoms. So this is what we call as cyclohexane. So the name for this structure will be cyclohexane carboxylic acid. You can also use another naming for this one where I'm going to use it as cyclohexanoic acid. So both of these are acceptable for the naming of structure A. So whichever you are comfortable with, you can use which one that you want. But make sure the space will be between acid and the words before that. Let's go to the second structure. If you see here, you got the ring attached directly to OH group and COOH group. So which one is the one that we will use as parent? We are going to take the whole ring here, including with carboxyl group. So the name for this structure for the parent will be cyclobutane carboxylic acid. So this is cyclobutane, referring to the cyclic ring, and you have to add up carboxylic acid behind it. And after that, you have one substituent here, which is this group. And this group is what we call as hydroxy. If you want to give the numbering, the carbon that holds carboxyl group here will be always the first carbon. So this will be first carbon. So this one will be the second carbon. Hence, the full name for this one will be 2-hydroxy cyclobutane carboxylic acid. So this is the name for structure B. If you want to use another naming for this one, you can also write it down as 2-hydroxy cyclobutanoic acid. So this one also acceptable for the other name for structure B. Let's go to the last example, structure C, where I have this ring attached directly to my carboxyl group. So automatically this carbon will be the first carbon in your ring. And the next one, I'm going to use try and error. Which one will be my naming for this case? If I use the red color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my substituents will be at position carbon number 3 and number 6. So the total will be 9. If I use the blue color, 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I will have my substituents at position carbon number 2 and number 5. The total will be 7. So which one I will use? I will use this one, the blue color. So your numbering must go up or anti-clockwise. So I'm going to delete the red numbering and use blue numbering as my real numbering. So this one will be the first carbon, second, third, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So you have bromo at position carbon number 5, and you have methyl at position carbon number 2. So between M and B, which one comes first? So B comes first. So the full name for this structure will be 5-bromo-2-methyl, and you have your cycloalkane, which is 6 carbon atoms, so the name will be cyclohexane, and attached to COOH, don't forget to put carboxylic acid. The other name that you can use is also can be written as 5-bromo-2-methyl cyclohexanoic acid. So this is how you want to give the naming for cyclic carboxylic acid with one carboxyl group based on example 3. Let's go to the next case. I have cyclic carboxylic acid with 2 carboxyl groups. So same case as before, if you want to give the name, you have to determine the parent carboxylic acid first based on the number of carbon atoms in the ring. And the next one, you have to add up your corresponding alkane with dicarboxylic acid. And step number 3, you have to indicate the position of your COOH group as a prefix for your parent carboxylic acid. So let's try example 4. I have here my carboxyl groups, 2 of them, at this carbon and this carbon. I have to give the numbering, so I'm starting from whichever side I want. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So at carbon number 1 and number 4, you have each of them carboxyl group. So I'm going to indicate the numbering. So the numbering will be at position carbon number 1 and 4 dash. The cyclic will be cyclohexane. So I will put as cyclohexane, and because there is 2 carboxyl groups, so the name will be put dicarboxylic acid. So this is the name for example 4. So the difference between case number 3 as before is just the word di here to indicate 2 carboxyl groups, and you have to put the numbering for those 2 groups here as a prefix. So that's it for this video. We are going to continue with the next naming in the next video. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Bye.